which means it is time for the most motivational segment in all of sports, the Bud List. But it's also a time where we read viewer mail. For the year 2024, we oddly get a lot of viewer mail, usually from the same couple families.
You didn't open that like a gentleman.
I did. Wow, you're right. I just ripped it open. I should have had a letter opener. How does he do this? Here, first things first. Love having Danny Parkins on the show. Aww. He's been an absolute delight. With that being said, we are concerned over the whereabouts of our beloved Kevin Wildes. It is not like a true gentleman to miss a day of work. If you could please provide us with an update, that would ease our worries. Kindest regards, Ryan and Brian. Well, I'm glad they asked, because I'm sure a lot of people, he is a national treasure, after all. Yes. And this week, I guess he's an international treasure because he is missing the show to attend a black tie affair in Italy. And he sent in that, oh, bro, you're not dressed for the occasion. I mean, it's a lovely wedding in Italy.
The invite was last second.
Wiles looks great.
Because I've embraced
Cowboy Brew.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Brew, who's under duress?
All right, here we go. At number 3, Dame Dollar.
Wow.
Damian Lillard. Now, Dame, I don't know if Joel Embiid meant to take a shot at you when he tweeted Milwaukee just gave Boston a championship, or did they? But it seemed like a shot. It could be interpreted as a shot because you are Drew Holiday's replacement. And Dame, there's one thing for you to do now. Go out and win a championship. All right? Well, Drew Holiday got his second championship with Boston this year. Drew Holiday won a championship with essentially the same team you're playing with now 3 years ago. Giannis was there, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Pat Connaughton. It's essentially the same crew, except you switched in for Drew. All right, so you're a top 75 player. You're better than Drew Holiday. We all agree on that, but you got to go out there and get it done. You got a top 3 player in Giannis. You've got, for all his warts on his record, Doc Rivers has won a championship. So you got a championship level coach. Dame, I believe in you. Oh. You should be motivated, man. You should have been watching that steaming. And how dare Joel Embiid call you out? Go out there and get it done, Dame Dollar. All right, at number 2, Nick, shout out to you. Trevor Lawrence.
What'd he do?
Well, let's just keep it real. You know, that's what we do here on The Odd Couple. Even as I motivate you, I'm motivated.
You just call it The Odd
First thing first.
This guy.
I got too many jobs. I got too many jobs.
That's what we do here on The Odd Couple.
I'm the hardest working man in show business, baby.
The Odd Couple. All right, go ahead.
Is this what your radio studio looks like?
Unbelievable.
Beautiful radio studio.
This guy.
Wow. You never know what's going to come. All right, Trevor, let's keep it real. You are riding on your measurables, 6'6", 220, long blonde hair, handsome guy, and your college accomplishments. And some, Nick Wright would be one, your high school accomplishments. Gatorade Player of the Year and all that. But you really haven't done anything in the NFL in 3 years to warrant a $275 million contract. We will all agree on that. All right? And you certainly haven't done anything to warrant a royal nickname and a pair of bugle boys every time your name is mentioned on this show. All right? But that doesn't mean you can't. See, you thought I was against you. I'm saying you can. You got the weapons. They went out and added Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas Jr., and you already had Christian Kirk. You got a nice running back in Travis Etienne and a Super Bowl winning coach, kind of like Dame Dollar. All right, Doug Peterson. So Trevor, go out this year and prove your skeptics wrong. Even myself and your biggest fan are saying now, you're not even the best quarterback in your division.
Well, I don't know if I've said that. I don't know.
You believe C.J. Stroud? I've heard Trevor named among the top 5. All right, so go out and prove us wrong, Trevor, and get it done. All right, at number 1, another quarterback, Nick, Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Dak, I don't think they believe in you. They being Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Why else would they send you out on the football field, not pay you, right? Not pay you when it's cheaper to pay you now than it will be a year from now. And they've taken away 2 of your best offensive linemen. They taken away your best running back and then replaced him with a guy that was great 7 years ago. All right, but not great anymore. And they said, Dak, go and prove it to us that you deserve this contract.
Justin Fields going on the Bud list. I don't know if you're a video gamer. I don't know if you play anymore, but Madden.
In television.
Yeah,
way back.
Way back. So Madden, greatest video game sports franchise ever, released their trailer for Madden 25. And the opening image is a Cleveland Browns kickoff against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And who is returning the kick? The kick returner.
Wow.
Justin Fields.
This is shameful.
That
It
is
is
a bit insulting.
So disrespectful. And now here's the crazy thing. I think teams are going to do wild things this year with the new kickoff rules. So I actually think Justin Fields will return a kick. Wow. I actually think Justin Fields will start a game. I actually do not think that either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson will be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers a year from now in 2025. So he has a ton to prove this year. But if this disrespectful trailer, the opening image of the new video game, doesn't give him the inspiration, maybe being placed on the all-powerful Bud list will.
No, that's fair, Danny. And look, he does have, this is a big season for him. Now, the thing is, if Russ has a bounce back year, we might not see Justin Fields at quarterback.
You don't have to worry
but
about
if he doesn't play well, Nick, this year at quarterback, like this could be the last year unless he really has a resurrection a la Geno Smith, that he's considered a starting caliber quarterback for a while. Because remember, nobody was jumping through hoops to get him from Chicago.
So I thought the Bud list was excellent. I think that's a great addition. And now Brew is going to be put in something of a blender because I am going to put two things Brew holds incredibly near and dear to his heart against each other. In one hand, you have integrity and honesty, which is about as important to Brew as any human being I've ever met.
Thank you.
On the other hand, the mythology of Michael Jordan.
Mythology?
And they are now,
I saw it with
well,
my eyes.
or did you? I am putting Michael Jordan's 1988 Defensive Player of the Year award on the Bud list. And if you haven't been on the internet today, you might be saying, why are you talking about an award from 35 years ago?
It would be a fair question.
And the answer is because the great Tom Haberstroh just dropped a 6,000-word opus. Says, it's fraudulent. The stats weren't real. Reading from the article, breaking out his numbers into game location, we find Jordan averaged a mind-boggling 4 steals and 2.1 blocks at home. But on the road,
Old Chicago Stadium,
those numbers shrunk to a more normal rate of 2.1 steals, 1.2 blocks. Put simply, Jordan's steals and blocks nearly doubled at home compared to the road. So you might say, well, was that common? Does that happen everywhere? Was it about minutes? Well, actually, no. Let's go on reading from the article. Dating back to 1982-83, when the award was established, Jordan's home versus away disparity in combined blocks and steals represents the largest of any Defensive Player of the Year award in NBA history. Okay,
the GOAT.
But that doesn't really prove anything. It's circumstantial, but where is the actual hard proof? Well, let's go further into the article. In the article, it says, it is important to note that after winning the Defensive Player of the Year award, which he's talked about in the article, how Jordan had famously publicly said he wanted, he was mad he didn't win the year before, Jordan's home rates returned to normal within the same range of his peers. So why the jump that 1 year when he publicly wanted the award? But still, do we have any hard data?
It was a long article.
Not just supposition. Thankfully, Haberstroh was able to get 6 full game tapes and compare the data. The 6 full games we found tapes for from Jordan's Defensive Player of the Year campaign, in the 6 games, the box scores indicated Jordan had 28 steals. After comparing our notes from the film study, we each counted 12 steals, an astounding difference of 16 excess steals. Almost every excess steal was being allocated to Michael Jordan.
That's how good he is.
And so, it also goes on to, there was a game against the Hawks where Michael Jordan was credited with 4 steals. the Hawks were credited with 3 turnovers. There was a game that the NBA.com has on their YouTube page right now that says Michael Jordan's 10-steal game, where the other team had 9 turnovers, and the video of his 10-steal game shows 6 steals. So I'm not saying that everything Michael Jordan won was based on a lie, but this one was. So
this is not the spirit of the Bud in any way, shape, or form. Inspiration and motivation, my goodness.
It is an indictment, and Michael Jordan's Defensive Player of the Year award, I don't believe in you. I never did.
You know, well, I will say this. He led the league in steals 3 years. So he did lead. It was after that year.
Yeah,
I think
no Defensive Player of the Year award, though. And how much of those were at home? Read the article.
Kind of a no comment until I can look at the tape. I want to get my hands on those 6 games and look at them myself.
America.
I tell you, after I scour those films and I come back with the same numbers as Haberstraw, who former colleague, shout out to Tom. I don't know why Tom went at MJ.
He didn't. He just went for correct history. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.